Well, hello there. I am Chris, aka Shockwave V88. I am here joined with Akumu, and we are bringing you Oh May Madness with a Yu-Gi-Oh! Twist. Today, we are telling you which decks we chose to be in this tournament. So, Akumu, which decks did you bring to the table?
Well, Shockwave, starting off with number 1, Dark Magicians. They are a deck I play IRL, and they are very viable, especially with the new Magician Souls and the OCG Dragoon of Red Eyes. You can bring that out easily with Dark Magic Secrets, Eye of Timaeus. Very strong, very solid.
That's pretty good.
I've dueled against the meta with this deck and usually come out on top.
Ooh, fun.
Number 2, Zombie Control. This is the variant with cards like Uni Zombie, Necro World Banshee, and Doom King. Cards that all evolve around Zombie World and basically controlling the board in my favor.
Okay.
Look, it's a fun deck.
Yeah.
Coming in hot at number 3, Black Wings.
Ooh.
I did take out the Infinite Loop with the Mist Valley cards and try to give it more of a Blackwing focus, but I still have cards in the extra deck such as Union Carrier and a few other cards, including the Cyber Dragon Infinity with the Raid Raptor Shave Force card to give it a little extra power, but mostly it's a Blackwing eccentric or Blackwing focus deck.
Okay, just have a little spicy tech in there.
Exactly, but I didn't want the Infinite Loop to say no.
I gotcha.
Number 4 is Cyber Dragons, another deck that I play IRL. And I've actually gone to a tournament with my Cyber Dragons before, and didn't make it to the top, but I was in the top 8.
Okay, that's pretty good then.
So
Cyber Dragons always have a good powerhouse, especially going second.
Oh yes, very. They have an OTK going second, but they can make some solid boards going turn 1 as well. So they're good either way, especially with some of the new support that's been coming out for them.
Okay. Yeah, can't wait to check that competition out.
Sacred Feast. Comment down below if you get the reference. Sacred Beast is a deck I decided to bring in last minute. One of those, I wasn't sure what the 16th deck I wanted to play, and I'm like, I asked around and some people said Sacred Beast. I'm like, okay, I'll try them out. Can they do some crazy stuff now with all the new support? They got support for Uriah, they got support for Haman, they got support for IVL, they even have a new fusion card.
Ooh.
So it's like, ooh, baby, let's do this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I think that's all released in OCG, but we're here open for it to try it out, see how it feels, see if it's missing anything, and we'll go from there.
And we're getting a structure deck later this year with the new support.
Yeah, I believe so too.
So it looks fun, and they actually have some OTK capabilities. Funny enough.
Oh, I'm sure with 4K beat sticks, why not?
Exactly. Bringing up the rear is Dragon Maids, also known as Yu-Gi-Oh! Waifu deck.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. I think that is the top one that I can think of.
This is running a bit of a Guard Dragon variant. Not extreme Guard Dragon with Guard Dragon Garmedies and whatnot, but with Pitsy and Elpy. They can definitely make some interesting boards. I would not say they are the craziest boards, but they can definitely make some unique boards, to say the least. Unfortunately, Guard Dragon Agripane is banned, so that did hurt the deck just a little bit, but not to the point where they're still unplayable.
Yeah, it was a necessary hit for everyone else, but you get what you get.
Yeah. Next up is Exodia. Now, a lot of decks with Exodia play Exodia Mystic Mine, which can protect the player until they can draw into Exodia. I am playing the classic stall Exodia with cards like Swords of Revealing Light and Wabaku to just prevent you from attacking me until I can draw my pieces. But I'm also playing the Exodia Incarnate with Obliterate to try to get some more support into it.
That's good. Yeah, and that's something that we avoided to use in this tournament because it's not really a fair fight at times. The infamous field spell Mystic Mine. We just said
Konami,
no
please
to it.
ban that card.
Well, it's just more of like, why is this a thing?
Right.
Really?
It's kind of like the old chicken game.
Yeah.
It's the new chicken game. But I'd say even stronger than chicken game ever was.
Yes, because there is no way, there's not a choice for a person to destroy it. Like chicken game had, you pay life points and you can do one of these effects. Well, one of the effects was destroy this card. So here they are.
Yeah. This one, it's if you control more monsters, or if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, which if you play Mystic Mine will pretty much be all of the time, your opponent cannot attack or use their monster effects.
Yes. And that's going to hurt a lot of decks.
So it's like we avoided that. Next up, Chaos Max Dragon.
Ooh.
And now they, of course, have the infinite OTK if they attack a defense position monster. And of course, this deck does have that potential OTK in it. But I brought it in just because I'm like, I want a Kaiba deck. I have plenty of other decks for Yugi. Like I have the Dark Magician, I have the Exodia. I wanted to play with my Blue Eyes White Dragons, but I didn't want to play with the classic Blue Eyes. I wanted something a little bit different.
Okay.
So I brought in the Chaos Max variant.
There you go.
And they're fun. They're not, but they can also brick, hence the name Brick Eyes.
Ooh, yeah, that's never a good sign. Well, hopefully when we get that duel underway, it'll be a good match.
Yeah, hopefully they don't break. The way I build it, they shouldn't break nearly as well, but they can always break, and unfortunately, that'll be that.
I think with our testing with it, I don't think I have seen you brick with it. So
no, I usually can get Chaos Max
so,
almost
every
my first turn.
Okay, yeah, no, that's what I've seen so far. So hopefully during the tournament, it can still pull through.
Moving on to the second column, starting from where I left off, Layer of Darkness. This one involves the virus cards, such as Crush Card Virus, Grave Grinning Virus, Epidemic Virus. They will stop you, and with their field spell, they turn every card or every monster on the field into a dark type for me to then tribute your monsters to activate my cards.
That's just mean.
I know, and that's why we're going to, in this duel, have 10,000 years of darkness.
Oh no.
What are you going to do?
We'll find the light.
Bring up the next one, DDD, Deathlands Deck. And There's not really much to say about them, but they do have some crazy combos that they can do. And in the anime, Declan was almost undefeated. Unfortunately, he did not duel nearly enough, so we didn't get to see the DDDs all that often. So I'm gonna hopefully do them justice.
I hope so too.
Invoke Shadol is the new 2020 meta deck everyone is talking about.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Oh boy, the combos they said, and I feel that Invoke Shadol is actually not only the new meta, but also the new anti-meta. Funny enough, it's the meta that turns anti-meta back into meta. Especially with their cards like Shadol Windy, preventing you from only after you've special summoned one time, you can't special summon again.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see that.
As well as Invoke Makaba, saying that I can negate your spell or trap cards. Invoke Raijin, once you summon a monster, even if you was with Windy and Raijin, that creates a very powerful field. You special summon, I can just flip that monster straight down into defense mode. So,
and then what can you do?
Exactly. You've already done your normal summon, more than likely by that time, and it's like you're done.
It's try now.
So yeah, they're the new meta that's anti-meta.
Okay.
It's weird. But
yeah, I could see that a little. That makes sense.
I like them. Next up, Tech Genius. Again, they're not the most viable deck. They are definitely lacking something, and I think it's a field spell. But who knows? They can do, once they get going, they can make some very crazy combo plays.
Yeah, I agree that they are definitely missing something to kind of get the ball rolling, and I'm pretty sure a field spell would definitely benefit that archetype.
Konami, give us a Tech Genius field spell. Not sure what it can do. Maybe give it another summon, or give it where anytime a Tech Genius monster is destroyed, let them be able to special summon a monster instead of adding it to their hand at the end of the turn.
Yeah, that could something.
That could at least benefit the Tech Genius, since a lot of the times with their new cards, they want to play off your opponent's turn, like what is it? Wonder Magician wants to be able to synchro on your turn. Star, whatever. I can't remember the name of that card. It's like Tech Genius Star.
I forgot what it is too.
He also wants to synchro on your turn. So it's like, give us something where maybe once they're destroyed and by battle card effect and sent to the graveyard at the end of the turn, it would add. How about instead of adding, it comes straight to the field?
Yeah, maybe put in a language where, like, instead of adding it any TG effect, instead of adding it to the hand, special summon it instead.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be just simple like that.
I think that would help the deck a lot. I think that would have. Anyway, moving on. 6 Samurais. Shout outs to Team Bio's Jeremy for recommending me this deck.
Okay.
He back when we were creating the 16 decks, I was trying to figure out what decks to bring in, and I got to talking with Jeremy from Team Bio, and he is known for his 6 Samurai decks, and this is almost a carbon copy of one of the decks he played. I literally tweaked it just a little bit for me and for the tournament.
Okay.
But almost in general, this is a carbon copy of one of the decks he played on his channel.
It was inspired by another deck.
And this can make some very crazy turn 1 boards, including a Apolloso with for material, a Savage Dragon with 4 counters, a Shien, and I think 1 or 2 other negates on field.
Okay.
So that's like for a 9 negates right there.
Easily.
So, yeah, it's powerful. It's powerful. I'd say it's one of the... It's in the top 5 of my 16 decks.
Okay.
By far. Red Eyes is next. This is more of a pure variant, but also has a bit of like a rocket support to just kind of
get the ball rolling.
Get more of just to bring it up over the top. It can already put the ball rolling, but it has a few tech cards like Rocket Synchron and actually a Tenny card. It's the, what is it, Tenny Vaha or Varaha.
Oh, yes. I don't remember what it is.
But it's just a level 7 dark monster, and that's what Red Eyes are. So there you go.
Yeah, it's like you can use it with do a XZ plays or I think a synchro. I think if you have the option.
Yeah, with Rocket Synchron, it's a tuner. Bring out like normal or special summon Braha, normal summon Rocket, and then go into a level 8.
Yeah, simple as that.
Simple, done, and done. So I can bring out like a Flare Metal first turn if need to be. I can bring out a Big Eye if I'm going turn 2 on my first turn. Oh,
you have options.
This has a variety of options. Skull Servants is more of the limited deck that I have, but it can get a King of the Skull Servants at a 17,000 maximum power if every Skull Servant is in the graveyard. But by that time, I hope I've already won.
Hopefully.
But it has a bit of a chaos spin on it as well as a heavy implication on the extra deck.
Okay.
So I'm not going to say much more. I want this deck to be a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, like we always want to make sure we don't spoil everything up front. Exactly. We want to show off some shenanigans.
Exactly. And finally, Heroes. Another deck that has been showing a lot of promise back in the meta, especially with the new cards like Liquid Soldier and Sunriser. Oh man, but this is another one of those. It can definitely shut down a lot of decks if the cards are right, but if they brick, well, we can still shut you down, just not as easily.
I gotcha. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see.
Shout outs to my old friend who back in the olden days, like 2004, 2006, or whenever it was, he actually played them on a competitive level and was actually invited to regionals. But due to transportation issues, he was not able to go.
That's always a bummer.
Sad. But shout outs to you for playing Heroes back in the day. Over to you, Shockwave. What did you bring to the table?
Okay. Yeah, you have a pretty good list right there. So, the ones I picked out, my number one favorite, and I played this one in real life just because I like to have some fun shenanigans, is Math Mix.
Ooh.
Yeah, they like to bring out their boss monster, attack for whatever the damage is, and whatever battle damage this guy does, it's doubled. Kind of like your Chaos Max type deal.
That's going to be interesting if they face off.
Yeah, I know. I hope they do.
Unfortunately, Chaos Max only does the double battle damage if it attacks a defense.
I gotcha. My second one is Destiny board. I figured, you know what? Let's play this the play final, and yeah, let's see how it is. Do it with the field spell and also bringing on the Necrofears.
Interesting twist.
Yeah, and when I was test playing it, it kind of recycled each all the different cards. I have those cards in there. A few Burning Abyss, Tour Guide. I think in one duel I used Tour Guide like 4 times, so it can recycle stuff.
Nice.
All right, my number 3 pick is Gravekeepers.
Gravekeepers.
Oh yeah, it's one of these that. How could I not use Gravekeepers? It's
Right.
a classic, and with the infamous Necro Valley, they can do some crazy shenanigans, and hopefully they can continue their triumph.
And then I'm assuming you have the other infamous Gravekeeper card, Royal Tribute.
Oh, of course, especially when it's at 3. How could you not?
Exactly. That card, but didn't that card get an errata? I believe I heard something about that.
No, I don't believe so. Necro Valley has been eroded like 8 times now,
or however many times now.
But Royal Tribute is just simple. Is if you have Necro Valley on the field, play this card, and both players discard all monsters to the grave. I don't know if it's the term discard or it might be sent, but you get the idea.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt a lot of decks.
Oh yeah, so that's why okay, let's see how this turns out. All right, on to my next one, and this is a TCG exclusive for as of this recording. It is Dream Mirror. So the premise of this deck is it has kind of like a yin and yang side, a light side and a dark side. There's level 8 monster, a level 4, and a level 1, and both of them they have opposites of each other, light side and dark side, and you can tribute them off depending on which one it is and which field spell you have on the field.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's even more fun when there's one of the cards that actually tells you to play both field spells and put them in both players' zones. So you can always have them on live.
That's gonna hurt some of the decks that I play field spells on.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. So can't wait to see that one show up.
All
right. So my next one is Rockets, and I did this little twist off of another Yugi tubers just because I like to, as he does his too. It's one of those that don't do the true meta, but more like a different variety. I was like, yeah, I could go with that. And so I tweaked it a little, but it's definitely one that that pulls through. If it has the right circumstances, it works. It's fun. It's a rocket burn version, so we'll have fun shenanigans with that, you know.
Yeah.
All right, on to my next one is Phantasm Spiral. This is the one with the pacifists, the ancient city or whatever it's called, with their tokens, the different support cards that basically it just creates tokens and you just burn people out. And it always generates a token whenever your opponent does something. So,
and I've heard an interesting report that your Phantasm Spiral has a secret weapon in the deck. Do you wish to let us know what that secret weapon could be?
I don't know. I feel like it should be a stealth attack.
Ooh.
You know. Don't underestimate the sea. It's even more fun when there's only like 4 monsters in the whole deck.
That's a unique build.
Oh yeah, it's always fun. So that's what makes it more fun.
I remember that you loaned me this since you played this IRL. I remember you loaned it to me one time for a tag tournament, and the 2 people I was facing I was able to wipe them both out or stop them both with just this deck. My partner was able to help, but it's like this one deck was able to just stop them both in their tracks.
Yeah, you'd be surprised on how it performs. And as you said, I actually have this deck in real life too, just because it's a fun deck that I like to play around with, and it's like, yeah, all right, let's do this.
All right, moving on.
All right, so my next one, I'm not quite sure how it's actually pronounced. It's either Ignister or Atnister. It's the word Ignister with an at symbol at the beginning. I'm not sure what the official pronunciation is.
I think it's pronounced Agnister.
I think so, but it's one of these things that you never know because there's no official pronunciation for it.
Yeah.
As far as I know. And this one is basically you get these little different element blobs, per se.
That's a good word to use.
Yeah, it's like I'm not really sure what they are. Some of them are blobs, some of them are little hard stones. So, but they, it's a link-based deck, and you can get up to its Link 6 boss monster.
Ooh, Link 6. That's not something you see every day.
Oh no, I think this might be the first Link 6 one. But it does some crazy stuff, even with the Link 5s it has. So, can't wait until that we see that one in action. Alright, so my next one, and this is one I pretty closely built in real life, just minus Researcher, hint hint. This one is called Magnet Warriors, but I added the Emancipators as a tech option because they work so well since they're all rocks, and Emancipators like to search for rock monsters. Well, it's like a natural flow with it, and you can get some crazy shenanigans with all these, and it gets crazy.
I'm actually trying to build a version of this deck myself, though I want to try to play more with the Emancipator fossils. But unfortunately, the fossils have not been fully released here in the TCG yet, so I can't play that in real life. I still have the core of the Emancipator, again, minus Researcher.
Yes.
But yeah, they seem like a very fun deck, and they can definitely make some crazy combos.
Oh yeah, and I have no idea why Researcher is way overpriced. Like all the others are a few dollars.
Yeah, and this one was like, what, like 50, 60 bucks?
I think it's up to 75 now.
Ooh.
As of this recording. So it, like, whatever reason, and I actually watched another YouTubers, and it's like he's going through the list of overpriced cards or something like that. It's like, why is this like wait, is this a girl? Oh yeah, it's probably a waifu thing. So that's my only explanation why that probably is.
Okay.
Alright, so on my next one, Anti-Meta. I figured this one was a classic because I always played this one in real life because it's just a simple one that it just says no to the meta.
Kind of like my Invoke Shaddoll?
Yeah, pretty much. The key monsters are the classic trio of Inspector Boarder, which will say no to any monster effects as long as there's a nothing per se. Okay. Fossil Dyna or special summon monsters, and Thunder King Ryo for adding cards to the hand except by drawing.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, it definitely stops the because we like to constantly dig through our decks to try to get to what we want, and we like to use our effects.
I am actually kind of curious now. I just thought about it. I wonder how an Emancipators will face off with Thunder King.
Ooh.
Since technically they're not adding it to their hand.
No, they're excavating. I think it's all, again, in the wording.
Yes. I think it's also where it goes to. Because Pot of Duality excavates top 3 cards and adds one to the hand.
And then with the whole, and you can definitely use Pot of Duality with Pot of Extravagance, which says after this card is used, you can't draw for the rest of the turn.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think it'll work.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I kind of want to see if that matchup will happen.
All right. Well, let's see in the future.
Oh, yeah, of course. All right, so my next one is, I'm playing this one because my sister likes these ones so much. Not really entirely sure why, but it is what it is. It is the Magician Girls. And these are the ones that are from the dark side of dimensions. And they're named after different foods. Like black, what was it? Berry Magician, Chocolate Magician, Apple, all that type of stuff, and there's 5 of them. So they the first letter of their name actually spells black, and in the OCG, instead of Dark Magician here in the TCG, it's Black Magician in OCG, or stuff like that.
That's an interesting tidbit.
Yeah, it's one of the little fun ones, and they do some crazy stuff too. So it'll be interesting to see how they perform.
Yeah, I've dueled your sister a few times. I know that their gimmick is if I attack a monster, it'll redirect the attack and then cut my monster's attack in half.
Yes.
So that's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, it'll be quite interesting to see how that turns out with some of these decks and see if people can get over it.
Right.
All right, for my next one, it is Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is the pure variant.
So the version I didn't take.
Correct. This one is doing all the normal stuff. Basically, it's just filled with Blue Eyes support that has been around for the last several years, and it was one of those fun ones that you kind of have to have fun with. I did throw in a OCG card, which I don't remember. It's like Deep of Blue Eyes or something like that.
Okay. So
which searches out polymerization when it's special summoned.
Ooh, that's really good for a Blue Eyes deck.
Yeah, because if you have all 3 Blue Eyes, you can make the Ultimate Dragon, or a different version of the Ultimate Dragon. Hint, hint.
Ooh, that's going to be...
Oh, yeah, I agree. So, my next one is now going to be Tenny. The pure Tenny, not like how you have one in yours, the single one. This one is going to be based off of Tenny. And their thing is that they want to have normal monsters. So, yeah, it's an interesting deck. I think it just maybe needs a little bit more support, but I think overall it should be pretty good, and we'll see how it turns out.
Interesting. Now, Teddies are not normal monsters, so how do they play off of each other?
So the spirits, they special summon themselves. There's like different various levels and whatnot, and then you can link them away into like there's a monk that has no effect. It's just a vanilla link, and then all their effects are based on if you control a non-effect monster, whether if you have effect monsters on the field or not. And then they even have like a Link 3 beat stick that has no effect as well.
Okay, so that's how they play off.
Yes, and if you do that, and there's also one of their monsters, I don't remember, it's like the Dragon Master of Tenny or something like that. that can destroy up to however many non-effect monsters in the graveyard or on the field.
Ooh.
Destroy your opponent's cards. So, and it's unaffected by effect monsters too. So, it's interesting.
That is definitely an interesting build.
Yes. So it'll definitely. I'm curious how it will perform. I got an idea, but let's see how far it can reach in this tournament.
Right. All right.
My next one is one of my favorites, just because it's so weird. Is Ojamas. This is the one that flips the attack and defense of all monsters on the field when there's Ojama. I threw in the VWXYZ pieces along with armed dragons, so that they all work together. This is definitely a Chaz Princeton build.
And if you're watching, we've improved your decks and for you to take on that pesky Jaden.
Yes, exactly. It does some crazy stuff. Even more is that it has its new Link monster, Ojama Emperor, to rule over them all.
So the Emperor is over the King.
Yes, and he is definitely a powerhouse when he does some crazy stuff. And I can't wait to show it off.
I can't wait to see it.
All right, so my next one is Super Heavy Samurai. This one was one of my last minute adds, just because I wasn't really sure what to add for my last one. And this one, I figured, you know what? This one definitely needs some loving.
Yeah, I don't see Super Heavy Samurai being shown off all that often.
No, not really.
But...
Yeah, you don't see it very often. Every Super Heavy, but they do some crazy stuff. So it's all right. I like shenanigans. So here we are.
All right. Want to give us a little bit of what they can do?
Basically, what they do is they are primarily a defense mode deck. You'll always want them to be in defense mode regardless. And that actually prevents them from being susceptible to Lightning Storm. So that's a key part right there. And when they attack on certain ones, they have high defense. So they could have a 1600 attack and a 3500 defense. And they attack with their defense while in defense mode. So that just makes it even easier, more fun too.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see how they will match up against some of these other decks.
Oh, I know. The one I'm hoping for is Chaos Max and Super Heavy.
Yeah, it's I attack, and if it's in defense, I do double battle damage. But you have high defense, so it won't be nearly as devastating.
Yeah, so it'll only be maybe 1,000, 2,000 damage, if that.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, if that one does show up, that matchup.
I'm looking forward to it if it does.
All right, so on to my next one is Ancient Gears. You know what? I just realized, most of my decks are GX or the GX era.
Yeah, I see that.
Or the original series. So I was wait a minute.
It's you have a couple in there that are from later generations. I see Brains, I see Zexal, I see Arc 5, but yeah, definitely have more of a GX original thing in there.
Yeah, but it's sometimes you just can't go wrong with the classics.
No, you can never go wrong with the classics.
So with Ancient Gears, they bring out their fusion monster craziness, and they have a new Link monster as well. And
the Ancient Gear Ballista.
Yeah, something like that. So it'll be fun to do some crazy stuff with, and then bring out their ultimate fusion monster. It will be crazy.
I see. Damage, and I can't activate my spells or my traps.
Exactly. So it'll be crazy to see it. All right, on to my last one for this 16 decks. This one is Fulton Galaxy. This one is basically based off of Kite from Zexal. Yeah, so this will have the Photon Galaxy, all that's the dragon, all that type of stuff that just turbos out the dragon and gets some Xyz going.
Did you throw in the cipher cards?
I did not, just because I wanted to keep the deck to a low number, and also running out of the extra deck stuff. But I did throw in a cipher dragon or whatever Xyz monster it was. So at least I have part of it there.
What? Photon's Cipher Dragon, I think it's called.
Something like that. I don't remember. It's like a 4500 attack monster.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's pretty up there. So it's like, okay, yeah, I'll throw it in there just so it's there.
All right. So before we move on, was there any decks that you wanted to play but did not bring into the tournament?
I think there was a few. I just can't think of what they were offhand, but it's one of those that they just didn't have enough support or consistency yet.
Okay.
But hopefully that they can down the road.
I know one of the decks I wanted to bring in was the new archetype Rika's, which is a plant water base, but I just don't have enough experience or practice with the deck to really be confident in playing them in a tournament.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. You have to have lots of practice just to kind of get an idea of what to expect.
But that's another reason I chose Layer of Darkness, is they have a kind of a similar gimmick to Layer of Darkness, where they once they tribute something, you tribute a monster based on the number of tributes I made.
Oh, okay.
So,
that's an interesting mechanic there.
Yeah, it's just like they seem good, but I just need a little bit more practice. Maybe I'll bring them into the next tournament if we decide to do one.
Yeah, we definitely should.
All right.
We'll have to see how that goes down the road then.
All right. Cut.
All right.
I'm just cutting for a minute.
Okay, that's fine.
That's why I gave that a quick pause. All right. I think that part went a lot better. It's like I didn't spend a whole lot of time talking about the certain archetype, aka magician girls.
Yeah. Do you want to go through the brackets? Just because it's already at 45 minutes.
Yeah, let's just end it. Let's finish do the whole ending. And it's like we've already randomized the brackets, and we can't wait to show you type thing. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Okay. You want to scroll down just a hair? There we go.
Oh.
Okay, 3. Alrighty, well, that's the decks that we brought into the tournament. We've already randomized who is facing who, and can't wait to show you guys.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a fun tournament. Like, some of these are definitely matchups like, oh, this will be a good one.
Now, who do you think is going to take home the golden prize?
For me, that's always a tough one, because I always think of it like, okay, what kind of hands can the deck grab and the matchups. So the one that I chose is Mathemix, just because they can do some crazy stuff, and I found a way to turbo out their big boss monster quickly. So I have high hopes for that one.
Okay, and just like you went with your number one seed, I went with my number one seed, Magicians. Mostly because they have just enough support to be able to rub any of the cards I need to be able to stop you from getting what you need.
Yeah, so I think it just, and it may, who knows, it may come down. All right, who wins the coin toss?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's going to be the key to a lot of these decks is with some of these, I want to be able to set up my field, but you want to be able to set up your field. And we have two of those type of decks, like Anti-Meta versus Invoke Shaddoll, or Anti-Meta versus Layer of Darkness. I want to be able to set up my field before you can truly get your field set up, so that I can maybe stop your field.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting on how it all turns out.
Right. All right. Well, kind of hope to see you later. Comment down below who do you think is going to win, and we'll see you next time.
See you later, folks, in the next video.